The purpose of retirement planning is to provide financial security in case of an emergency. The unpredictability of life might be unsettling when we are no longer employed. Next, to protect assets and property. If we wait a few years before planning to retire, we may not have enough time to do well. Many people are forced to sell their assets and property to cover living expenses after retirement. Third, it provides tax benefits. When we decide and choose to invest in an appropriate plan, it allows us to reduce our taxable income in accordance with current tax laws. The tax benefits of retirement planning allow us to manage our investment expenses effectively. The importance of retirement planning is beating inflation. An individual has to pay more for all expenses in the future. Therefore, while doing important retirement planning, we can consider these determinants and generate sufficient retirement funds for our future to live in prosperous and peaceful life. Next, zero family burden. During our retirement, we should not depend on the financial matters of our own family and relatives. A good decision-making person will have a firm plan in position will ensure they do not turn into a financial responsibility for those close to them. Third, prepare for the unexpected. One of the most important reasons to plan for retirement is that it might help us prepare for unforeseen circumstances during our career. For medical emergencies, as we get older, our risk of developing a serious health condition increase. This is why it is crucial to have money available to support us if we need it.
The current issue of retirement planning. First, we'll talk about the pandemic tightened the grip on retirement. During the COVID-19 last time, we can see many people lose the job due to COVID-19. And actually, this virus increased the financial strain on the retirees now and in the future also. There's a reason because we can see many people need to use the emergency fund during a COVID-19. Next is many Malaysia, they do not have enough money to retire. Based on the research made by the Melbourne Mercer Global Pension Index, it shows Malaysia Retirement and Pension Index was scored on the C grade, which is around 55.7% only. Based on this index, it shows many Malaysia do not have enough money to retire, and actually people, or especially Malaysian people, they need to give extra attention about financial preparation for their retirement in the future. Next is Malaysia are aging at unprecedented rate. The demand for the financial retirement preparation has become more vital as the Malaysian grow older at an unprecedented rate. This is explained by the greater life expectancy and lower fertility. The Malaysia expectancy rate has increased significantly from 49 years in 1950 to 85 years in 2050. The lengthening of life expectancy has called off additional funds to be accumulated to finance when they old age.
According to the Credit Counselor and Debt Management, more than half of Malaysians may be not financially prepared for retirement. As a result, retirement planning is critical in order to avoid running out of money during retirement. According to the Employee Provident Fund (EPF), most Malaysian EPF savings are insufficient to live comfortably after retirement. Statistics indicates that 70% of Malaysians outlive their retirement saving, with those who retired at the age of 55 using up their money in less than a decade. Moreover, more than two-thirds, which is 68% of EPF members aged 54, had less than 50,000 ringgit in EPF saving, with a monthly household poverty income of 930, which will make the saving only last for 4.5 years. The table shows the income classification of households. According to the Department of Statistics, many households were severely impacted and pushed into the lower income classes due to the pandemic. The absolute poverty rate is increased from 5.6% to 8.4% in 2020, with 12.5% of households earning less than 2,500 ringgit. Due to the pandemic COVID-19, many people in Malaysia need to withdraw their saving money for their retirement day during this challenging time, as many people lose their job and do not have income sources.
For other related information, I found an article researching retirement saving behavior. Retirement refers to living a regular job and is usually connected with advancing years. Therefore, a person needs to prepare for their retirement. Saving according to economists involve using less than a particular amount of resources to consume more in the future, with true objective being to save for future consumptions. As a result, individuals often save to cover their retirement expenses. Because retirees should have some savings to improve their situations once they retire. It is essential to determine which variable have the most significant impact on pension saving behaviors. Researchers conclude that people's attitudes will impact their behavior when savings for retirement.
So, as a recommendation, first and foremost, people should plan for their retirement. It is important to begin planning our retirement as soon as possible to maximize the benefit of compounding. According to the historical data, the consumer price index and household expenditure are continuing to climb. By beginning to invest in retirement in early life, it will provide one with a sizable enough amount during their retirement days. Second, people must determine how much money they will require in retirement. There is no predetermined amount that people should save aside because it depends on individual life goal. However, the EPF has set a suggested minimum retirement saving amount of 240,000 ringgit for Malaysians to save by retiring at 55 years old to meet the basic needs such as food and everyday bills. Third, young people should build diverse saving and investment portfolio. Diversification is a crucial part of retirement planning. Investing in real estate and several types of financial assets such as equity and fixed incomes is an excellent way to ensure that our retirement fund has many sources of growth and security.
The purpose of estate planning is to ensure that the right person is in charge for our estate. The person in charge for our estate is referred to as the executor in our will. In trust, we call them as trustee, the attorney in fact, or agent in our durable power of attorney for finances, depending on the document and the circumstances. Next, to guarantee that our assets pass to the right beneficiaries, with a will or a trust, our assets will be distributed according to intestacy law. Next, preparing the next generation to inherit wealth can aid in the long-term preservation of family wealth, establishing wealth planning goals, facilitating thoughts about what wealth means to our family, and educating adult children about financial concepts and ways they may become involved in establishing and sustaining the family legacy are also the reason to develop an estate plan. The importance of estate planning is avoid a mess. Many people turn to an estate planning attorney after they see or experience the waste of time and money that can be caused by someone they love not making a will. Next, avoid probate. The process of validating a deceased person's will, valuing their assets, paying their final debts and tax, and distributing the remainder to their beneficiaries is known as probate. To protect beneficiaries, people generally create an estate plan to protect their beneficiaries for a reason such as to shield minor beneficiaries or adult beneficiaries from bad decisions, outside influence, creditor issues, and divorcing spouse. For reduced tax liabilities, we can reduce our tax liabilities and leave the maximum amount of our assets to our beneficiaries by planning the estate.
we talk about the statistical estate plan by Malaysian people. There have one article that published by the Age Market. This survey actually was conducted by the international group that looked out around 521 respondents. And what they discover is more than 50% of people did not draft a will or set up a trust for the estate planning. So from the data given by this survey, we can say most of the people did not plan well for the future. And one of the reasons because these people, their lack of awareness, lack of knowledge about the importance of trust or will that they need to do before they getting older. Now we move to the next, which is as the Malaysia aware the importance of will and trust. Nowadays what we can say, Malaysian have more trust compared than will, and insurance agent nowadays also try to educate their customer about the importance of estate planning and also trust. And this make the number of will increasing. Now we move to the next, which is Islamic estate planning versus civil estate planning. When we talk about the Islamic estate planning, the process a little bit longer compared to civil estate planning. Under the civil law, there are not many prohibitions or restrictions on the giving away of the asset. So generally, asset may be bequeathed to anybody as long as its bequest was explicit and specific.
According to the 2019 projection, overall population of Malaysia is around 32.6 million. However, 10% of this population, which is 3.26 million, is over 60, making them at high risk. Over half of the population is over 18 years old, which making them eligible for estate planning services. According to the Rockwell International Group recent survey, there is a rising understanding of necessity of estate planning in Malaysia. According to the study of group Will You or Will You Not, 63% of 522 respondents, which is the majority of the respondents are from the rural area, had not signed a will or established a trust for estate planning purposes. Of the 37% had undertaken such planning, 25% had a written will, 11% had both will and trust, while 1% had set up a trust.
Other related information for estate planning is about researching hibah knowledge in Malaysia. Hibah is a voluntary agreement in which one person transfers property ownership to another party for their term without any repayment. A hibah agreement objective is to convey an advantage to the recipient by giving them an asset without payment. It demonstrates ihsan, which is highly valued in Islamic philosophy. However, due to a shortage of information and comprehension of hibah is not well known or generally employed as a method for estate planning. Nevertheless, research by Sarib revealed that Muslims' understanding of hibah in Islamic estate planning was modest owing to some ambiguity in the technical practice of hibah from Sharia and legal viewpoints.
So, as a recommendation, first, everyone need to prepare for a will. It is recommended that everyone over the age of 18 have a will. It is important to prepare a will from a young age since we never know what may happen in the future and we want to make sure that our possession or asset go to the people we intended. Second, individuals should examine their estate planning document regularly. It is crucial to evaluate wills to verify that they are still valid, and people should review their wills for update at least once annually as there might be a significant life-changing event happening in their life. For example, like a change in a marital status and family situation, any illness or loss of health suffered, and many more. Third, people should hire an estate planning attorney. This is the most significant consideration because selecting an experienced estate planning attorney will help people to avoid misunderstanding and mistake while drafting their will.
In conclusion, we can see that to have good financial planning, people need to ensure that they have the best planning in retirement. Estate planning is crucial to make sure that the people we leave behind are taken after. It is a good thing we have safeguards in place to protect against a lack of estate planning. So we can see that the assignment was beneficial to us since it has taught us how to handle our finance and plan for the future.